Alright guys, so I just got back from my ride and I learned something new about this display, and it was because I didn't read the manual. So I guess like if your riding time is not increasing, it's because you're not in riding mode. So riding mode is something where you can turn it on or off. And how you do that is you press this minus button, you double tap it. And then when you do that, you'll notice in the top left, that little bicycle icon turns blue. See that? It also vibrates. But so you gotta turn riding mode on by pressing this minus button twice. And that'll toggle riding mode on and off. So if riding mode is not blue, then you're not riding and the riding time isn't gonna be increasing. And so I didn't realize that, so I'm gonna have to read through the manual. What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. We're going out for an e-bike ride. The sun finally came out and we're gonna go ride around. We're gonna see how this display looks in the daylight. It's been so rainy and overcast and all that lately. It's been kind of hard to get out and record an e-bike ride because the GoPro doesn't really look good without the sun. But we're out here now. We're moving along nicely. So let's see. I can see the display. Sun's kind of shining towards me though, but I can see it pretty good. I like how the speedometer is in a big white letters and very visible. I looked at it a little bit earlier today and I can see the speed just fine in the sun. And it seemed like the display was about as visible as my phone if I turn my phone brightness up all the way. I can see it fine right now though. I've noticed it's kind of like a fingerprint magnet, the screen is. So I'm using the GPS speed. And then I have my wheel diameter set to 725 millimeters, which seems a little bit big, slightly big, but close enough. So what have you bubs been doing? Have you been riding your e-bikes? I hope you guys have had better weather and better luck lately riding your bikes wherever you might be. Let me know in the comments. Where do you ride your e-bike? I don't usually go on e-bike rides this late at night. What is it, like 7? So it's 7:30. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to read the little numbers on the screen, but when my face is fairly close to the screen with how it is on this bike, so I can see it just fine. I like how it keeps track of the trip distance because I don't think that Vesk, I think this thing has an odometer that gets saved after each ride, and I don't think that Vesk has that. Says I'm going 36, so the speedometer says 37 in Vesk. There's some kind of a motorcycle gathering over there. There's a whole flock of geese over here. Look at this. I don't want to fight them. They've claimed that spot. I forgot to wear my Fox padded racing shorts, and I kind of miss them. I like those. So we're just moving along nicely. The screen is telling me I've got 89% battery left. We're at 84% duty cycle, 30 miles an hour. It says I've gone 3.2 miles. It's kind of weird how the riding time number seems frozen. Aren't I riding right now? I don't know. Let's see here. It seems like the riding time paused. What's going on? So this is my first time really using this display on an actual ride here, and I'm just looking at let's see. This car in front of me is going really slow. So it's showing me the time. It's showing me all the stats pretty nicely on this second screen. I can see it pretty good in the sun, even with some sunglasses on, when the sun is facing me at least. I feel like I'm gonna get ran over here. Go this way. I kind of like goggles a little bit more than sunglasses. That's what I usually wear. Because there's a lot of dust getting in my eyes. It looks like they made the curb over here. Wow. I'm just glad that I finally get to ride my bike around. Let's go back to that other screen with the speed on it. So I would say my phone on full brightness is like slightly brighter than the display, but the display is adequately bright. Let's see. Let's turn my phone down to like, I would say the display is kind of like 75% of my phone on my iPhone 10 on full brightness. Look at all the cottonwood floating through the air right here. I see some dragonflies. Motor temp is 68 Celsius. Let's go see what it looks like over here. Oh, at the scenic overlook. Brake rotor is still scraping. Oh, there's just a boat down there, and it's cutting through the water. It's just a big party now, bud. It was raining all day, and overcast and gloomy. And now at like 6 p.m. on Saturday, the sun just began blasting, and we're out on an e-bike ride. So did you guys see how David Cleveland from E-Sells E-Bikes is actually like the ultimate e-bike villain, and he didn't actually file for bankruptcy and is potentially committing some kind of like federal bankruptcy fraud or something? Like, I think it's some form of like fraud where if you like deceive people into believing that you're filing for bankruptcy, but then you like juke them out and you don't actually file for bankruptcy. I don't know. I asked the AI about it, and the AI basically told me that David Cleveland is the ultimate e-bike villain, potentially committing some form of fraud. And so that's pretty wild, because he was saying that customers that pre-ordered the e-bikes before they went bankrupt were going to be contacted individually, but then like everybody's just saying like, yeah, we can't even get a hold of them. So it seems like David Cleveland also got a DUI, and some people were it was like a fatal collision because David Cleveland was driving under the influence. There's a lot of things coming to light now about David Cleveland, so that's kind of interesting to follow that situation with E-Cells and claiming they were going bankrupt. Some sketchy looking guy back there. Just came creeping out of the bushes with like a bag full of shit or something. I don't know what is going on back there. Bubs. We're getting out of there. We're going this way. There's cotton on the ground down here. Wow. It just went shooting all over the place back there. That's crazy. That was fun. There's some surround boys down there doing wheelies down the street. I don't know if I caught the wheelie down there, but he was definitely doing one. It just seems kind of like a pattern, like surround boys wheeling down the streets. It's kind of sketchy enough without wheeling. Just being on the street with cars driving around you. Whoa. What is this car doing here? What is going on? They are doing like an 8-point turn in the middle of an intersection. Lately it's been kind of like the universe is conspiring against e-bike rides or something. I don't know. Let me guys know if that is happening to you as well. Man, it smells like somebody took a bubble bath over here. There's just a lonely vacuum cleaner there, sitting on the curb, looking for a new owner. Oh, let's go this way a little bit. Better watch out for that stump in the bike lane. What was that back there? Like a log? Holy buckets. There's a Scooty boy back there, just scooting up the hill. It looked like he's going like 5 miles an hour. Wow. So far, I like the display. The only thing right now is I think that the tariffs messed up Flipsky shipping to the US. And the shipping at the moment from Flipsky.net is a little bit more expensive because they have to ship it by air and not freight. So it seems like the big ships, like the container ships, must still be messed up in some way. The display is like 40 something, like $45, but then the shipping said 38. So it's kind of expensive shipping right now. But I think in the grand scheme of things, like if you go and look at, even with the cost of shipping, it's a pretty solid display compared to like Bafang displays. Like to get a good Bafang display, it's like $75 or like $100 or something. This truck is going rather slow. Ooh. So that little cap on my radon fork up here just like disappeared one day. I don't even know where that thing went. I think sometimes see the camera on my chest and then they're like driving all slow for some reason. I don't know. There's the fireworks barn back there. I still gotta go there. There's just a goofy bunny over here hopping around. There's a squirrel. Man, he's got something good over there. He was digging. Like he was just digging in the ground after something. But it's wet down here, Bubs. Oh. Ooh, this is really growing in. Wow. Oh.
I'm hearing like some funny noises here. I wonder what's going on. The water looks a little turbulent. There goes a boat. Seems like the GoPro shoulder strap came like undone here. How did that happen? Man, Bubs, there are so many things that need to go right for these videos to happen properly. And lately, it's been difficult. All right, we're gonna keep it moving here. Whenever I go past this place, there's always some kind of like ringing noise in my ear. It's really weird. I wonder why that is.
Never coming back again.
There's like a live performance down here. Wow. There's kids over there on e-bikes with fishing rods. Wow. That looks sketchy. 4 children racing around on e-bikes on the little walking path with like fishing rods hanging out 8 feet. File that under sketchy e-bike behavior. There's another e-bike right there. Lady on one. It's a heck of an intersection to get across. What is it? Can't tell. Dairy Queen is popping. Wow. There's just like a big line out the door. Oh. E-biking season been so far? Let me know in the comments. Have you been out e-biking a lot? Has the weather been in your favor? Look at all the boats out there now. Wow. It seems like there's a whole wall of clouds over there to the west. There's a lot of sand right there, bud. Should we see if the homeless guy is sleeping under the bridge tonight? It's supposed to be like insanely humid, like 100 degrees humidity tonight. I wonder if we got hoodlies sleeping down here. I don't see them. They're probably still out drinking, panhandling. There's something terribly wrong with my brake rotor. There's a bunny up here. Wow. Yeah, you better go that way, buddy. Because the freeway's the other way. Rabbits have to be like, they've got to be like one of the dumbest creatures in terms of riding an e-bike around. I got these brake rotors on AliExpress for like $5, and they've just always been messed up. Like they're just like fake, counterfeit something or other. They get the job done, but man, they can be quite annoying at times. It says we're going 28 miles an hour. It says it's 8:05. We're connected to 27 GPS satellites. Bugs are out. So we're coming over here, and there's like a whole bunch of clouds and stuff over in that direction towards the sun. Let's see. It seems like the sun is dwindling in this direction. That rabbit is large. Wow. Hey, buddy. He's brave too. It was a brave rabbit. He's just still just on the side of the trail there. He must be a native to this path. He coexists peacefully with the cyclists. Most drivers are very scared. Let's go see how construction is doing over here on this nice smooth road, street. Seems like this car is slowing me down here. Okay, I think these people are just scared of driving, so we're gonna go a different direction. A scared granny driving. When I was looking at this brake rotor, it doesn't even look like it's a circle. Like when the wheel is spinning, the brake rotor isn't like radially true. It's all over the place. It's crazy. But the AliExpress brake rotors are like $5 and real ones are like $50. Usually you can just brake really hard and like over the course of a ride the brake rotor will just like warp back into position or something. There's that same bunny. What's up, buddy? Oh, it's okay. He was spooked. He was kind of juking and jiving, but he didn't bounce away like they usually do. I'm going back towards the sunshine, back this way, to the east. It's still party time over here. My brake rotor sounds so wild when it starts scraping. I think that might be it for the sun today, but I'm thankful that it came out a little bit. It's okay, bunny, don't get scared. Man, there is like a bird or some crazy squawking thing back there. It feels pretty good under the bridge right now. And it looks pretty cool over there, look at that, wow. That's a cool scene. Bridges are crazy structures. Look at this thing. Can you hear the cars going over it, Bubs? This is the freeway. The freeway bridge. It's like 3 or 4 lanes. Look at that. The big beams and stuff. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy being under here. I can clearly see the Flipsky display. This evening, this fine evening, my bubs and bubbies. suppose it's time to put the bike light on. People are beginning to become terrible drivers. It's really not even dark at all yet. Alright guys, well I think the sun is going down and GoPro's visibility is probably dwindling. Ooh. So I'm just gonna pedal my legs back this way. It still smells like a bubble bath. I wonder what that is. It's gotta be some kind of bush or flowers. Wow. Oh. The suspension on that truck back there pulling into that alley didn't sound good. There's a deer over here. Wow. See that? He's eating something over there. Huh. So it's still telling me that the riding time is 7 minutes. I don't know, I don't understand. Oh. It says the motor's 102. Wow. Controller's 43. Ride through the construction zone again. A little bit moist back there, wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was crazy. Here we go. Forgot about that. I rebuilt this wheel. Wow, I'm hearing a crazy noise from my brakes. There's a young e-biker back there. We gave him the thumbs up. Might be fake. I'm hearing some crazy noise, kind of like a loose spoke, except I'm pretty sure it's not. There's so many bugs out. I've seen more scooters today than ever. There's another e-bike back there, wow. Everybody came out with their electrical vehicles just now. Is this thing going here? It seems like the VESC battery gauge is probably a little bit better than the screen. It seems like I'm seeing a lot more voltage drop on the screen than on the VESC battery gauge. Let's look at this other screen. What's going on here? So it says my motor's at 103. It's kind of interesting how it shows the temperatures to like a higher degree, like a higher decimal point on the screen. Interesting. It kind of jitters around. Huh. So what about this riding data? I don't know if it... I don't see another entry in this riding data yet. Weird. Yeah, look at this C-Mac tree that just like fell over. There's a lot of birds right there singing and chirping. What a night. It was good to get out for a ride, Bubs. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this Flipsky Advanced TFT version 2 e-bike display. Still testing it out and figuring out how it works. Now it says my average speed is 11 miles an hour. I'm not sure how that works. It seems like my riding time like paused or stopped or something. I don't know. I thought it would automatically increase the riding time. 25. I don't know what that means. I'm pretty sure it hasn't gone up at all. But other than that little discrepancy, this screen seems to be working nicely. I can see the power in watts. Watts a little bit differently than this real-time data screen VESC. I'm not really seeing more than like 1200, like 1190 or like 1200 watts on the screen, but over here, well, I guess maybe that's right. It might be averaging it a little bit in some way on the screen. It's probably... It wasn't like the middle of the day, it was kind of the evening, but we got to see what it looks like in the sun and use it on an actual ride. It's nice that it has GPS, and you can also see a bunch of other stuff on here. I think it has an odometer, and that's not in VESC tool at all. Let's see if these cars are gonna get confused here. All right, well, thanks for watching, Bubs. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time on the E-Bike Builder channel.
Alright guys, so I just got back from my ride and I learned something new about this display, and it was because I didn't read the manual. So I guess like if your riding time is not increasing, it's because you're not in riding mode. So riding mode is something where you can turn it on or off. And how you do that is you press this minus button, you double tap it. And then when you do that, you'll notice in the top left, that little bicycle icon turns blue. See that? It also vibrates. But so you gotta turn riding mode on by pressing this minus button twice. And that'll toggle riding mode on and off. So if riding mode is not blue, then you're not riding and the riding time isn't gonna be increasing. And so I didn't realize that, so I'm gonna have to read through the manual.